freaks, it's the Danish record hunter here. And in this video I will talk about the one and only album by Joila, and it's called Når du spiller cool. So let's get into it. So Joila, they were founded in 1977, and in the beginning they played rock music but with some more symphonic elements. That's what I read here in this book here. They kind of made kind of rock versions of old baroque tunes, and yeah. When they got to 1980, that's when they put out their first album. And there they changed a whole lot compared to how it's mentioned, how it sounded when they first started. So this album was produced by Ivan Pedersen. And Ivan Pedersen, he was the singer and drummer in McKinley's. And they were like this kind of psych prog band. On this record, the first one they did, I will also talk about that at some point, and then they turned into a disco group. And Ivan Pedersen, he produced this record, and also it was on his label. You can see here, it's the record here, it's on Black Label. It was actually an interesting label, and it had a connection to another more famous Danish record label called Stuk. So Black Label, they put out some interesting rock albums in the beginning of the 80s. It's some of the records, they're very bizarre, and some of them more like kind of in an AOR kind of vibe. And then there's this record here. I think it's one of the better that I heard from the label. So in the beginning they sang in English, but then they chose to sing in Danish on this record from 1980. And the style here, it's kind of it's funk rock, classic rock, funk rock. There's some progressive kind of flavors to some of the songs as well, and there's like two guitarists in the band. So some of the moments here reminds me a little bit of Wishbone Ash. I remember there is one track where you can hear the harmonies, the twin leads, and it's an instrumental called Peberbøffen Score. It's the last track on the A side, and yeah, man, there's so many good tracks, and I think the A side, it's the better one. It has some cool funk rock tunes and also some nice ballads. The thing is that the musicians here, they're very, very good, and they're playing so tight. It's so cohesive, and just listen to the bass work on this record, it's amazing. And then the guitars, there's two guitarists. I just think that the musicianship here, it's awesome. I don't know about the artwork. That's not as awesome, I think, but what can I say? The music is good. And this record is one that you can find very, very cheap. It doesn't cost anything, and I don't know why. But yeah, the records from this label, they're not very expensive. There's another one called DC Army, and the first time it was sold on Discogs, was sold for quite an amount of money, and I think I have an idea why, but I will get to that when I talk about that record one day. But also, when you don't know what kind of music it is, when it's not digitalized and put on YouTube, then maybe you want to pay the amount of money to listen to it, you know. And so yeah, that's the thing. This record is very cheap, so if you're interested, you can find it for no money in record shops, or if you go to Discogs. This is like kind of a discount record, you know. It's a very cheap one, and the music is good. So one thing I can say is that for 1980, this album may have sounded just tiny bit dated, because 1980 was all about new wave, and then there was also the heavy metal thing going on. So this record sounded like, where did it belong? You know, that's how it sounds to me. If this was released in 1975 or something like that, then it would have sounded just fine, you know. Even though for 1980 this also sounds good, the production is very nice. Another thing is that the vocals, not all of the vocals here on the record, they're doing it for me. I think that sometimes it works, sometimes it sounds a bit dorky. But that's just nitpicking, because you have to listen to this record for the musicianship, and it's so awesome. So let's listen to some samples. So I hope that you liked what you heard, and please check out the vinyl rip of this record on my channel, Joila, når du spiller cool. So see you next time, peace out!